sorry for being late because our Moroccan friends were finding it a bit problematic, some of their colleagues to join. So now we understand most of them have joined. So welcome everybody to this India Global Connect Morocco, which is the seventh Global Connect which the Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council is doing. Of course, the India Global Connect is the business exploration endeavor online by the Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council, and it is a way to connect between the business communities of different countries with India. And today, with the Gem and Jewelry business community of Morocco, the Indian Gem and Jewelry business community will be connecting, and we are thankful to the Embassy of India in Morocco. We are thankful to the Ministry of Commerce, Government of India, and we are also thankful to the Moroccan Jewelry Federation for their cooperation in holding this India Global Connect Morocco. And to start this session, I request His Excellency Mr. Rajesh Vaishnaw, the Indian Ambassador to Kingdom of Morocco, to start the session.
Thank you, Mr. Ray. Good morning and good afternoon. It's a pleasure to address today's program. I would begin by conveying my special appreciation to Mr. Khalid Rahil, Director, Heritage Government of Morocco, and Mr. Suresh Kumar, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Commerce, Government of India, for joining us today. My compliments to Mr. Ahaz Dres, President of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation, Mr. Colin Shah, Chairman, Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council of India, and Mr. Sabyasachi Ray, Executive Director of the Council, for working with the Embassy and organizing today's webinar. A special welcome to all the panelists and participants from Morocco and India. Relations between India and Morocco have grown considerably following the landmark visit of His Majesty King Mohammed VI to India in 2015 and his meeting with Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. The momentum in bilateral relations has been maintained with the exchange of a number of ministerial and other high-level visits. Both countries have signed over 40 agreements covering a wide range of areas. Bilateral trade between India and Morocco has also grown significantly in the last few years, and it is today over $2 billion. But still, it is much below its potential. There are a number of sectors where bilateral trade can further grow to the mutual benefit of both the countries. Gem and jewelry is one such sector. Currently, bilateral trade between India and Morocco in gem and jewelry is not significant. However, it's imbued with huge potential. Gem and jewelry sectors in India and Morocco have considerable synergies and complementarities, and businesses in both countries can benefit from cooperation and collaboration. Indian gems and jewelry sector is one of the largest in the world, contributing around 29% to the global market. Jewelry making is a traditional art in India which has been handed down over generations, ensuring continuity of traditional craft. India is today the world's largest diamond cutting and polishing center. India is also one of the largest consumers of gold in the world. India has been adding modern technique to its traditional know-how to bring it more in tune with the global market trends. Similarly, Morocco has been a jewelry powerhouse for many years. The old traditional technologies used in Morocco to make jewelry coexist alongside today's advanced techniques. Moroccan jewelers have specialized in some interesting and unusual shapes, and many of these are increasingly becoming popular. The combination of low cost and a highly skilled workforce has made Morocco a hub for the jewelry trade. Members of gem and jewelry sector in both countries can benefit tremendously from cooperation, collaboration, and exchange of ideas and expertise. This webinar is a first step towards this end. We should try to identify some concrete areas of cooperation and collaboration today and work on these areas. I wish the participants good discussion today and hope to see continued interaction between the two sides in future also. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Ray.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the speech. And we would continue with the program. Thank you for briefing us about the relations between India and the Kingdom of Morocco. And of course, it is a long-standing relationship, and we'll take it forward. And between the two jewelry communities, of course, the Yemen Jewelry Export Promotion Council, some 8 years back, had taken a delegation to Morocco with the help of the Indian Embassy. And I would request from the government of Morocco, Mr. Khalid Rahil, the Director of Heritage Preservation, to say a few words to take this, India Global Connect Morocco forward.
سي خالد سي رحيل
وي
سي با كنسمعوك
تي اكتيفي عافاك. انا كنفضل نهضر يا اما بالفرنسي ولا العربيه، كاين شي اللي يقدر يترجم؟
Je peux traduire.
D'accord.
سي بون سي خالد.
Il faut parler doucement, comme ça je retiens.
I say for our partner, Mr. Rahil, we speak in French and we translate.
Je vais aller lentement, je préfère. D'accord. Good morning and good afternoon. My English is not very good. I prefer speaking in French, please. Donc, tout d'abord, bonjour à tout le monde, bonjour à nos amis de l'Inde. Donc, je tiens au nom de toute l'équipe à passer à nos amis indiens le grand bonjour du Royaume du Maroc.
On behalf of the ministry I'm representing, I would like to thank you for this meeting and to say hello to everybody and thank you for your presence here today. Go ahead.
Donc, nous sommes très ravis au ministère de cette rencontre entre nous et nos collègues en Inde, et nous comptons justement appuyer cette collaboration, cette coopération.
We are delighted today to represent the ministry, and we are delighted about this cooperation between Indian and Moroccan professionals. Do you hear me, please?
La Fédération nationale de la bijouterie a fait énormément d'efforts en collaboration avec le ministère.
The Moroccan Federation of Jewelry had made a lot of efforts to enhance the sector of jewelry.
Donc, cette collaboration a permis, avec le ministère, d'élaborer une stratégie nationale pour la filière bijouterie. Et c'est la première fois, justement, que le ministère, avec des professionnels, font cette expérience de mettre en place une vision stratégique et une stratégie avec un plan d'action pour le développement de la bijouterie au Maroc.
This collaboration with the federation allowed to have jewelry program and national strategy for jewelry, which is a very big step because there was no vision and strategy for this sector, which is vital for Morocco, for Moroccan economy. And it's the first step, and it's the first collaboration between private and public sector and this strategic vision has allowed to have an action plan, which is now in terms of finalization with the other stakeholders and other ministries.
Et puis en plus de ça, donc lors de l'étude de l'élaboration de notre stratégie, nous avons justement mené un benchmark avec l'expérience indienne dans le domaine de la bijouterie. Et
When elaborating this strategy,
nous avons justement
when elaborating this strategy, we had made a benchmark with many other countries, especially India, because it's a vital sector as well in India. Allez-y.
Et justement, donc nous avons beaucoup apprécié
On perd la voix.
L'historique de la bijouterie en Inde.
On n'entend pas,
Et
Cyril.
ensuite, le modèle économique indien. Donc là vous m'entendez. Donc, je disais que
We have been inspired by the business model of India.
D'abord d'étudier le modèle.
Tu as enlevé le son à Khalid.
سي رحيل ما كنسمعوا والو.
Il a enlevé le son.
راك حيدتي الصوت السي رحيل. I propose to continue up to find Mr. Rahil another time. Mauvaise connexion, c'est Rahil عندك. Mauvaise connexion. I think Mr. Rahil have a bad connection.
Okay, so we move on with the program. Of course, if Mr. Khalid can join later, we can continue with him. So we have now with us our Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce, Government of India, Mr. Suresh Kumar. He, on the part of the government, of course, holds the portfolio, who looks after the gem and jewelry exports from India, from the government. So I would request Mr. Suresh Kumar, the Joint Secretary of Ministry of Commerce, to say a few words.
Ça, c'est la filière bijouterie. De certains.
Good morning and good afternoon to all the participants. His Excellency Ambassador Rajesh Vaishnav, Mr. Govind Pant, First Secretary, Indian Mission in Morocco, Mr. Khalid Rahil, Director, Heritage Preservation, El Hassas, other dignitaries and participants. Greetings to you all from India. COVID-19 pandemic has tested the resilience and strength of the economies worldwide. India and Morocco are no exception to it. After contracting for 2 quarters from April to September, both the countries have now turned around and are showing positive economic growth. It is quite heartening to see that, in spite of such difficult times, both the countries have kept its economic activities high and overcame that with minimum hardship. Today, this through this India Global Connect, India and Morocco is reassuring the commitment which both the countries are having towards each other, especially in the sector of gems and jewelry, which Ambassador has very clearly elaborated the importance of this sector for both the countries, how both India and Morocco have a lot of commonalities in this sector to take it forward. Gems and jewelry sector has been one of the worst hit sectors during the last year because of the COVID pandemic. Even in India, we saw a lot of decline to the range of almost 70-75% decline during some of the quarters last year. However, the Gems and Jewelry Export Promotion Council has undertaken several measures which include constantly interacting with the industry, understanding their requirements, and further closely working with the various state governments to chalk out various measures for supporting the industry in terms of sustaining, surviving, and reviving back during this period. Consequently, India's gem and jewelry sector has witnessed resilience during the last quarter, and its exports have started recovering gradually. From a decline of 72% in the first quarter last year, the exports of gems and jewelry have shown a positive growth of 12% during the fourth quarter of last year. And I'm happy to say that during the first month of this year, April 2021, also we have grown tremendously. The efforts made by Gems and Jewelry Export Promotion Council, its chairman, Mr. Colin Shaw, who is also participating in this event, and the executive director, Mr. Sabisaji Ray, are quite noteworthy. It's very important that a sector like gems and jewelry, which has large number of people working in it by way of manual as well as machine work. In India, we have a large sector. There are almost lakhs of millions of people who are actively involved in the various type of gems and jewelry, including the diamond, gold, silver, and other various forms of jewelry. And Indian gems and jewelry are famous world over. India has the leadership position in many of these sectors globally, and with the easing out of restrictions, this sector is again going to show a lot of revival. Several steps have been taken by the Gems and Jewelry Export Promotion Council during this period. This Global Connect is one of such platforms, which Mr. Sabisaji has already mentioned, that this is the 7th such global event which we are doing to actually connect with the business partners, suppliers, and buyers across the globe to create awareness about the various products, to showcase the products, and also to ensure that a lot of business also happen because of this. I'm very happy to share that this has helped revive the network of gems and jewelry in Switzerland, Angola, Colombia, Oman, Singapore, and UK in last 1 year. Today's India-Morocco Global Connect will definitely explore the new areas of collaboration and new avenues of trade, and also try to understand the consumers' preference to enhance the trade between the two countries. As was mentioned by Ambassador, India and Morocco have enjoyed cordial and friendly relations, and over the years, the bilateral relations between the two countries have witnessed significant depth and growth. The two countries have signed several MOUs in various diverse fields, and the two countries also share deep cultural and people-to-people contact. Large number of cultural exchange programs, exhibitions, conferences have take place every year. The bilateral trade between the two countries are also in the range of about 2 billion US dollar per year. Morocco is the second largest exporter to India from the North African region. The bilateral trade of India and Morocco pertaining to gems and jewelry commodities is today in the range of about less than a million, with about 0.56 million export and about 0.37 million import, which is happening. Mainly, this is cut and polished diamonds and imitation jewelry that we are having the trade. Morocco's total imports of gems and jewelry commodity from the world is valued at about 122 million US dollars, which mainly comprises of gold jewelry, cut and polished diamond, silver jewelry, and imitation jewelry. However, Morocco's total imports of gems and jewelry from India is, since it is much, much less, there is a huge potential for strengthening the bilateral trade between the two countries in this sector. And we can together work towards achieving about 150 million US dollar of trade in this sector. I believe this event today will lay the foundation for that journey. I take this opportunity to thank Ambassador Rajesh Vaishnav and his team for their constant encouragement and support in organizing this event. I also take this opportunity to thank the business community from the Morocco side, Khalid Rahil, director, and his team for also participating in large number and making this a successful event. Gems and Jewelry Export Promotion Council, as I mentioned, is always in the forefront of reaching out to the new markets, reaching out to the new buyers, and also expanding the reach of gems and jewelry sector of the country. I'm sure this event will give a great fillip in the trade in this sector, and we look forward for having close interaction with Morocco, and also have enhanced trade in the near future. I wish all the success to this event, and thank all of you for giving me this opportunity. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. That speech encompasses the entire Indian effort and how we can move forward. And thank you for the same, and thank you for all your encouraging words. We move forward to the program, and of course, we now paint that on what basis we are doing this program, how the industry is doing, and what type of cooperation is looking forward. To give that presentation on that, I would request our chairman, Mr. Colin Shah, to give the presentation to have a fair amount of idea that what are we looking at and what is the trade on gems and jewelry about. Mr. Colin Shah, the chairman.
Thanks, Abhay. Thank you, Sureshji, for that wonderful, I guess, opening remarks. And, I guess you very nicely explained what the opportunities lie for us. Thank you, His Excellency, Shri Rajeshji, for, I guess, not only grace this event, but help in putting this whole thing together with our friends from Morocco. So, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. And to jump into the presentation, go to the next slide, please. Just give a quick introduction on what GJPC is all about. So we are a 55-year-old trade body, one of the oldest export promotion councils out of India, extremely active trade participation over the last 55 years, very, I would say, healthy and good relationships with all ministries, especially the Commerce Ministry. But I would say equally close with finance, MSME. We always get a very welcome, I guess, whatever the trade needs in terms of facilitation, in terms of progressive policies, we've been lucky to get from our government. And that's why the trade over the last 55 years has come from, say, a very low base amount to where it is today, which is a global leader. So just to break up what council means to the world, we are the KP vice chair. We used to be the chair. So the Kimberley process, we have an active voice because of our position in the diamond trade globally. We play a key role in the whole global supply chain of gems and jewelry, and we also run IDTC, which are trading centers where miners can come from all over the world and sell their roughs directly in India. To the nation, we have a huge employment generation, 4 million people. That's like small countries in some parts of the world, but that's the number of people our industry employs in India. In terms of forex, we earn $36 billion for our country. So we are the second largest exporter today out of our country after IT. In terms of infrastructure development, we have CFCs, common facility centers. We're building a jewelry park, which will come up in the next couple of years. And we have a employment welfare scheme. Besides that, for the trade, we do various activities, and I won't take a long time to go through everything which we do. But we obviously do the buyer-seller meets. We do large exhibitions. We resolve trade matters whenever they have any challenges with any authority, whether it's customs, taxation. So that's something we take up very strongly for our members. It's hand holding our MSME members, especially the very small micro units, helping them build their business in the gems and jewelry sector. We reskill artisans, and we also get a lot of fresh talent for our industry. Besides that, we organize various events like the one we have today, virtual, but otherwise, in a normal world, we do the trend seminar, we do a gold summit, we do mines to market, we have certification services. So it's all, in a nutshell, council has an important role to play with our industry in everything that it does. Next slide, please. So in cut and polish diamonds, we are the global leaders by far. We're the largest exporter to the world. In gold jewelry, we are ranked number 2. We have a 12% share. In diamonds, we have a 27% share globally. Silver jewelry, we rank second globally. In gemstones, we are at number 5. And in synthetic stones, so if you see, we're in the top 1, 2, 3 in most of our the verticals in our industry. So India has an important role to play in this sector globally. And the reasons is on the next slide. Next slide, please. So it's because we have a skilled workforce at a very economical rate. But with the skilled workforce, we also have a lot of tech. We have CAD, CAM, a lot of IT. There's a lot of companies which have even adopted artificial intelligence now. And then, of course, we have, like I explained earlier, the support from institutions, policy, banks, logistics support. Besides that, we source rough directly, and whether it's diamonds or gemstones, it's directly from miners. Whether it's gold, silver, it's directly from the mines. Manufacturing hubs, we have 185 clusters all over India. So, and 10 lakh companies are in this sector. So that's huge by any global standard. There's a strong B2B network for supplying gems and jewelry product all across the world. And one of the beauties of India, and I'm sure even our Moroccan friends, we hope we all are able to, we can do more business on that front, is because we have a wide variety. We have all kinds of jewelry from opening price points right up to very higher end pieces. And even in diamonds or gemstones, there's everything and anything under the sky available in India. So, this in a nutshell would, obviously have everything that India has to offer to the world, I would say. And we have certification. Most of our factories, I would say, big chunk are certified by some certifying agency, whether it's BPP, RJC, or a lot of certifying in India. So, whatever you buy is ethical, because that's a large part of the global supply chain today. Besides that, world-class infrastructure, we have SEZs. So India has a lot to offer, not able to explain everything. And for paucity of time, I won't take, again, a lot of time, but there's everything in our sector is available, whether it's raw material, finished goods, or jewelry. Next slide, please. So this was just to, and Sureshji explained this, but we are large exporters to this whole West Asia and North Africa region. But for some reason, Morocco is like a small part. So it's only $300,000, nothing great. More than $9 billion. So I guess there's a lot of scope to grow over here. Next slide. Can everyone go on mute, please? Thank you. So our exports are small, our imports are also small, and that's why I guess the large potential. to grow this business. Morocco is importing 122 million from other parts of the world, while India is very low. So, what is it that we could do to grow that share? And that's what today's, I guess, this whole meeting is about. Again, next slide, please. So we need to enhance somehow our bilateral business. We would encourage all our Moroccan friends to please participate in the virtual show happening today, and then the physical shows. Obviously, we'll be inviting you all to come to Mumbai and Jaipur whenever our physical shows happen. And then if there's anything that we can collaborate on in skilling, in designing, is there any other technique? And please use today's forum to discuss this with an open mind, and hopefully all of us should come out with some possibility of doing more business than what we are doing today. So thank you. And that was a quick intro to council, to the industry. And let's hope that we can somehow figure out ways of doing more business today together. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chairman. That was of course, the presentation gives a fair amount of idea what India is capable of and where India and Morocco, both the gem and jewelry industries can collaborate together to move forward between business relationship, to develop the business between the countries, and to have a view from the Moroccan, from the Kingdom Morocco, the federation there. We have with us Mr. El Hazzaz Driss, who is the president of the Moroccan Jeweler Federation. So I would invite Mr. Driss to say a few words from the Moroccan side, that how your business or how your business community and how the industry of gems and jewelry in Morocco is. Mr. Driss.
الصوت الحاج دريس الصوت الحاج دريس فوالا.
Okay, now? Do you hear me? Okay. Good morning and evening. We are very honored to be with you today. Many thanks to all those who made this thing happen, and especially His Excellency Ambassador here in Morocco, to whom we wish good coming fix his mission. I hope that this training will be fruitful for both.
Mauvaise connexion الحاج دريس.
on entend rien.
Mauvaise connexion الحاج دريس.
Vous n'entendez rien?
Mauvaise connexion.
Une mauvaise connexion. And now,
try. حاول.
Hein?
دوي.
C'est bon, est-ce que vous m'entendez là? Très bien. Il n'y a pas de problème de son.
Oui, vas-y.
D'accord. Je répète dès le début. Ça vous arrange? Ça
Oui.
arrange pas? Okay. Good evening and morning, everybody. We are very honored to be with you today. Many thanks to all those who made this meeting happen, and especially His Excellency Rajesh, Ambassador of India in Morocco, to whom we wish the good coming and the success in his diplomatic mission. I hope that this gathering will be fruitful for both of us, Moroccan and Indians, while the Moroccan young village that gather more than 33 associations. Our expertise in traditional security is over 100 years old and very similar to Indian know-how in traditional security. In Morocco, many training centers are opening their doors. We have as the goal to fill the gap of training in this industry, to create new job opportunities and meet the needs of local market model. The local import of finished jewels comes mainly from Turkey, and Italy is per 4 tons per year. For this reason, we would love to take advantage of human resources in terms of design, diamond, etc. Morocco has gemstones mines that are unfortunately exploited by foreign companies because the lack of expertise. In exchange, we would be glad to make diamonds and precious gems coming from India, royal and profitable and stop the black market. Also, our federation to gather more than 35 professional associations would love to collaborate with you for the long
الحاج دريس راه ما كنسمعوكش مزيان دوي غير بشويه slowly because we the bad connection.
Okay. The end up, our two countries need to work hand in hand to promote trade and human resources. All, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. El Hazard Rees, the president of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation. Of course, we will collaborate, we will cooperate to find the way together to see that the world gem and jewelry trade grows, and India and Morocco will together go in that path. I would now, before I go forward, I would like to introduce you to the panelists who are there with us today, because now we will be going into the main part of the program, that means the interaction. In the interaction, of course, we'll go through certain questions and answers, and based on that, we'll open the forum for questioning. So, who are there with us into this panel? I would now brief you. Of course, you have already heard our ambassador, Sri Rajesh Vaishnav. He has already spoken, so we are thankful that he is there. Mr. Suresh Kumar, the Joint Secretary of Ministry of Commerce and Industry, again we have heard he is there with us, and Mr. G.K. Pant, who is the First Secretary, Commerce, Embassy of India. He is there, and he has, his efforts has been given to make this project or make this program successful, and thank you, Mr. Pant, for that. He is present with us today. Mr. Khalid Rahi, who is from the government of Morocco, the Director of Heritage Preservation. He is there with us, and of course, we want to hear you, Mr. Rahil, maybe sometime, because that time we missed you. Your speech was not heard that much, so there were some connection issues. Mr. El Hazard Rees, who is the President of Morocco Jewelers Federation, just now we have heard, and thank you for the speech. We have with us Mr. Mohammad Mazid Lahiriji. He is coordinating, and thank you for that. He is the General Secretary of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation. We have Madam Laila Miara. She is the second Vice President of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation. Madam, welcome to our event. Mr. Ahmed Lablidi, he is the design office to develop the study program for jewelers technician. He is the official there. We have Mr. Azzeddin Mastari, who is in the training committee of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation. As far as I can remember, Mr. Mastari, in the previous delegation also we have met him, and he also most probably has visited India in our IHS or show at Bombay. We have Mr. Hicham Aguraman. He is a member of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation. We have Madam Amal Bekali, who is a member of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation. This is from the Moroccan side, and we have from the Indian side, we have Mr. Colin Shah, who is the chairman of GJPC. He has already given a presentation to show that what is the industry in India consists of and what we can do or what we are doing. We have Mr. Sushil Jain. He is from the Dalmas Exports. We have Mr. Pradeep Sangvi. He is from Yes Jewels. We have Mr. Kaushik Kevadia, who is from Aerostar. And we also have from our committee, from the Committee of Administration of the Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council, we have Mr. Sanjay Shah, who is the convener of the Diamond Panel Committee of the Council, who looks after the entire diamond business from our association. We have Mr. Bijay Kedia, who is the convener of the Colored Gemstone panel, who looks after the entire Colored Gemstone, members from our association. We have Mr. K. Srinivasan, who is the head of the Jewelry Panel Committee, the convener, and he looks after the Jewelry Panel members of our council. We have Mr. Rambau Gupta, who is from the head of the Silver Jewelers. So he is the convener of the Silver Panel, and we have Mr. Mansukh Kuthari, who is the convener events, and this program is happening in the aegis of the events committee. So this is what we have today, and we will have an interaction session. And we will start the interactive session, of course, with a question to Mr. El Hazard Driss, the president of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation. The question to you, Mr. Driss, is what is the preference of Moroccans towards buying colored gemstones or jewelry made up of colored gemstones? That means whether they buy the loose stones or they buy the jewelry studded with colored gemstone. Mr. Driss, the question is addressed to you.
Idriss, le son, le son. Le son, le son.
You are mute, Mr. Driss.
Idriss, active ton son, active le son.
La question, c'était quoi d'abord?
Yes, now we can hear you.
شنو كتفضلوا في الاحجار والالوان واش على سورتو على الاحجار.
Before I would like to talk about my personal experience in India, and please excuse my English because my first language is Arabic and second is French. I was able to have training at Surat in 2016 and 17, and it's in the private school, International School of Gems and Jewelry, and this for diamond grading and computer-assisted drawing, Matrix 9. During my training, we visited diamond cutting units and jewelry manufacturing units in Bombay and in Surat. I also had two opportunities to visit diamond bulls in Bombay, Bharat, the jewel markets in the city, and of trip to Jaipur to see the gemstone market. My two children, after their university studies, joined the same school in Surat, studied gemology, diamond, and 3D design. This experience remains private initiative, and we hope that they will become official with the support of the two federations. And I keep positive through of my stay and my training in India. So if I was in India, because the new tendency now in Morocco is for the gems, for the diamonds, for the coral diamond. The new models now, we make the new models, we try to combine between all the jewelry Moroccan and the new tendency, new models. And we use coral now, international models, and the new models is for the colors, stones, gemstones, tanzanite, malachite, tourmaline, etc. And it's why I have been in India, study gemstones, diamond, and diamond. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Driss. That of course, that is a very comprehensive answer, and thank you for saying such beautiful words about your India visit. And we move forward. We have now with us Mr. Mohammed Mazid Lahrichi. He is the General Secretary of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation, and we are thankful to you that you are helping us to conduct this program. Mr. Lahrichi, we have one question to you, basically two questions. First, I'll ask the first question, is that Morocco enjoy a geographical advantage and serve as a gateway to Africa and Europe. Can you elaborate how it will benefit the Indian gem and jewelry sector in terms of increasing its reach. That means through Morocco, how our jewelers can reach the greater part of Africa and Europe, because Morocco is strategically very well placed. It is the gateway of both Europe and also to Africa. So it can act as a gateway to the market, to market our products in Africa and Europe. So we can collaborate with Morocco to gain access to those markets. So how it will be, can you just give an idea to us?
Okay. Good evening and good morning for everybody, ladies and gentlemen. I would like first of all to thank Mr. Vishnu, Ambassador of India in Morocco, and Mr. Abderrahim Belkhayat, the Regional Director of Traditional Industry in Fez, who give us this opportunity to meet our brother in India in order to develop the opportunities between us in the jewelry and stone sectors, especially since we know that the sector has an advanced rank in the sister country India, while in Morocco it is a sector for which it's looking for a place among to develop countries in this sector. This is I think is the first meeting together, means the meeting for this meeting is for knowledge between us, for knowledge more each other. You ask me about the market, African market, Moroccan market, what we can do about the jewelry sector in this moment. I will say my intervention will be about the investment. I repeat, the investment in Morocco, in Africa. We know that the principal get way to the Africa is Morocco, and we hope to participation of the state of India regarding the strategic study. As Mr. Rahil said before, we done a strategic study for the development of the sector. This strategy study carried out by the Minister of the Handicrafts for advancement of this sector. This study can be shared when we sign the program contract with the Moroccan government. Among the things covered in this study, we are preparing the opportunity for the invest. For example, manufacturing the machine sector. We know in the India there is the fabrication of the machinery of this sector, many machinery. If we can say in Morocco, because the most of the machinery what we use in Morocco, it's imported from Turkey or Italy, and little of them from Germany. Means why not to start to export the machinery, or to stay manufacturers for that. This is the first things. And all time we don't forget that the principal gateway to Africa is Morocco, and our relation Moroccan Africa is one of the best relation with all countries in Africa. Also, why not a big jewelry manufacturing in Morocco? And we know that the Moroccan government give some opportunities to invest here. Also in this study, in this strategic study. Also manufacturing cut stones. Why? Because stones mean I mean diamond stones, color stones, especially our geographical location is closer than Africa, where the majority of stones are located. We have to profit for this opportunity. I say again, we have to profit together with this opportunity for the all stones in Africa who exist in Africa, and we can start the big factory here. And I suggest an exchange between the federation of the both country in order to have idea and more idea for in the sector in the two country. I can add suggest also to our brother in India to work on setting up a program to travel to India at a low cost, including the plane and the hotel, especially for visiting the India jewelry exhibition. Because this is what use the Turkish and the Turkey and the Italian in them exhibition for a long time before. They prepare us one package. There is plane and hotel in the nice situation near the fair in the exhibition in the India. For this way, we can change. The people, the jewelries people, Moroccan, can get a more idea about. Maybe our federation we know some news about your about your products in the or your level in this sector, but the most of the people doesn't know that. Also, to felicitate the procedure of visa for the jewelry persons who can or who went go to India. This is some idea I can I would like to share it with you. It was all this idea can be worked on by all of us in order to promote trade exchange between the two countries is in special win-win form. This is the best way to work together. We have to work the form win-win together. We must not forget that also, I repeat it, the Moroccan consider it the principal gateway to the Africa. And you know what we can find in Africa? Surely there will be other meeting. Why not set up a joint committee in this context? I also hope that all our meeting ending up signing a partnership between the two federation, as I say before, win-win way. And thank you again for those who prepared this meeting, and thanks for everybody exists together now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed Mazid Al-Lahriji. That was the General Secretary of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation who was speaking, and what I understood is, of course, very encouraging. He is offering from his federation to set up a joint committee and sign up a MOU so that we can together explore the African market, because Morocco is the gateway to Africa. And thank you for such encouraging words. And we would go to the next, participant for our next question, who is Madam Laila Miara. I will be calling you for. She's the second vice president of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation. Madam Laila, the question to you, that we have a slight idea, as we come from similar kinds of background, culture. So we understand that Moroccan women's love for the vintage jewelry is well known. And thus we need to know more about the preferences for any kind of jewelry. Like today, what type of jewelry the Moroccan ladies will prefer? Gold, silver, or stone-studded jewelry. And in terms of designs or look and feel of that jewelry, what kind of jewelry is more used in Morocco by the Moroccan ladies? So generally jewelry is bought by the ladies. So we'd like to hear from you, what is the type of jewelry what the Moroccan ladies prefer to wear?
Thank you very much, sir. His Excellency, the Ambassador of India in Morocco. Dear members of Indian Embassy, ladies and gentlemen from India and from Morocco, good morning and good evening, everybody from India and from Morocco. To begin with, I'm really delighted to participate to this meeting, which will certainly launch the foundation for a fruitful collaboration in terms of experience and best practices exchange, in terms of capacity and skills building, and in the area of technological empowerment and strengthening, and of course, in terms of win-win bilateral trade relationship between Indian and Moroccan professionals in jewelry sector. Like in India, jewelry in Morocco is an ancestral art created and enhanced by talented handcraftsmen and designers. This art was prized by kings of Morocco, who had their own jewelers and designers, but also by women. Moroccan women have always been very attached to traditional and vintage jewelry and were proud to have their jewelry box made up of their family inheritance and gifts from bride's dowry. For them, jewelry have always been a guaranteed investment to highlight first their beauty, but also to save money for any life surprises. Moroccan ladies prized before vintage gold articles set with rose-cut diamonds and precious pearls. Today, with global communication, with internet, with social media, things are changing a lot, because Moroccan women are more open to what is happening in the world and are attracted by contemporary jewelry, by major European or American brands, diamonds, precious or semi-precious stones, and as well silver. Why don't they buy jewelry from India, which is otherwise very beautiful, imposing, and impressive? Because I have been twice in India, and I know what I'm talking about. I think it's more about marketing and communication issues. Moroccan ladies don't know a lot about Indian jewelry style and design, and they don't find this jewelry in the local market. Moroccan women are most used to 18 karat gold and less 22 karat gold, which exists in India. They don't like the color, the red color, and they prefer more refined and light items. Moroccan women know European products better than Asian ones due to the proximity, because of the long distance from India, and people don't travel a lot to India, so they don't know the culture and the jewelry there. A better knowledge of Indian jewelry and culture may certainly encourage Moroccan women to shift toward new fashion trends, because they are elegant, sensual with their Moroccan kaftan, and they know how to appreciate the beauty and the refinement in everything. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you, madam. That what I can understand is that you have talked about that in olden times the Moroccan women used to wear the rose-cut diamond jewelry and etc. But as time has progressed, they are now more into contemporary jewelry, the branded jewelry. And in case of Indian jewelry, why they do not wear? They are, of course, wearing 18 karat jewelry, and India needs to promote and advertise more in your country to know more or to give information about our products more. That is what you have mentioned. So thank you, madam, for that very good insight. And now I would request, based on this, what we have now come to know about Morocco and the jewelry traditions and the jewelry preferences there, I would request Mr. Mansukh Kothari, who is our convener of events, that what do you think, Mr. Kothari, how we can connect to the Moroccan producer? That means right now it is being told that the information about Indian jewelers are not that much in the Moroccan side. So what is the way of reaching to the Moroccan jewelers in your opinion?
I think from today's meeting, we got a fair understanding of the product demand in the market, consumption pattern, and the jewelry product being imported by Moroccans. For any trade to flourish, it's important there should be constant engagement between the buyers and the sellers. Looking at the current scenario, I think series of buyer-seller meets and interaction through virtual platform can be explored. I think the Indian manufacturers can produce different taste of jewelry, and we can make jewelry as the preference of the Moroccan buyers. At this point, I would like to take the support from the Indian government for any trade-friendly policy to facilitate gem and jewelry between both the countries. India offers a wide variety of products, and it will be an opportunity for our manufacturers to meet traders from Morocco face to face and understand their sourcing needs. And I will take this opportunity to invite all my Moroccan buyers to our flagship show, the jewelry exhibitions of IHS and IHS Premium, where they can engage with the Indian manufacturers for fulfilling their sourcing needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mansukh Bhai, and that gives us a roadmap to how to develop this relationship. And of course, we'll remember that. And I would now ask Mr. Srinivasan, who is the convener of the Jewelry Panel Committee. Not only that, he is also a large manufacturer of jewelry. So, according to you, Mr. Srinivasan, what are the new developments that the Indian jewelry or in the Indian jewelry field, which is happening on the sector it is happening, in terms of technology advancement, methods, standardization? What is your opinion that how the Indian jewelry sector is moving forward with these developments?
Good afternoon and good evening to good evening. Sir, as once upon a time, India was exporting actually diamonds and color stone. Then they have started diamond jewelry and color stone jewelry. I think now we are actually we are making other type of jewelry also. We are having a capacity. We are using a lot of technology. Say India is known for handmade jewelry. Actually, it's a very artistic. Actually, with the skilled workers, we are fabricating very nice jewelry, traditional jewelry, which is having a very good value and appearance, good look, everything. Then see, nowadays we are using almost all the technology available in the world. Actually, starting from casting, electroforming, stamping and stampetto, and machine-made chains. Then actually we are using a lathe. We are making a bangles using a lathe. Milling, drilling, we are using, and actually we are making band rings. Electrofusion we are making. Yes, for the perfection we are using a CAD CAM. Almost actually diamond jewelry, gold jewelry, silver jewelry, platinum jewelry, everything we are having a capacity to manufacture around actually 900 tons of jewelry fabricated every year. I think now we can capable of doing customized jewelry, whatever Moroccans likes, that also we can fabricate. Moreover, whatever traditional jewelry we are manufacturing, that according to the Moroccans' taste, we can modify and we can sell. That capability also we are having. See, as far as systems standardization concerned, actually a lot of the factories, they are having ISO 9001 for quality, then environment and health safety ISO 14001. And actually, some factories having this occupational health and safety certification 45001. Actually, no. See, now jewelry manufacturing is well advanced. A lot of companies know they are a member of RJC. You know that Responsible Jewelry Source and Jewelry Council. See, nowadays, no, we are using e-catalog, and actually, we are using artificial intelligence in that. See, whatever way you want, browse, visual search, visual browsing, everything you can do it. See, we are manufacturing 14 karat, 18 karat, and 22 karat. But 22 karat at large, we are manufacturing for Indian market. But we are we have a capable of manufacturing 14 karat, 18 karat. See, nowadays, actually, a lot of indigenous machinery also available in India. Actually, if you want to collaborate with Indian companies, yes, that can be possible. You want to market those technology machine, that also possible. Actually, we people open to all the ideas. Whatever you want, actually, no, we can satisfy you. We are at par with any other manufacturing country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Srinivasan. That is a great message from a manufacturer like you, and also the convener of the jewelry panel, that as a council, we are open to all kinds of collaborations with the Moroccan Jewelry Federation, and both the sectors are open to collaboration in all fronts, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's buying, whether it's selling, everything. So that is a great message to carry forward. And now, as we understand from what the Moroccan participants are telling, that they also have a very good manufacturing sector in their country, the jewelry manufacturing sector, where they want collaboration. Nothing better to collaborate with India in terms of diamonds. So once we talk about diamonds, of course, we have with us Mr. Sanjay Shah, who is the convener of Diamond Panel Committee. India, of course, as you have seen in the presentation, now manufactures 14 or cut and polish 14 out of 15 diamonds which are set in jewelry worldwide. So from that angle, or from that leadership in cutting and polishing of diamonds, of course, Mr. Sanjay Shah holds a great position because he is leading this segment of millions of cutters and polishers who are there in India, and thousands of firms who are leading that. I would ask Mr. Sanjay Shah that what are the certification procedures for the diamond manufacturing manufacturers have to comply, and what is the future of the lab-grown diamonds? Throw some light on India's potential of manufacturing lab-grown diamonds.
Good afternoon, His Excellency and dignitaries from both the countries, India and Morocco. So, Mr. Sabyasachi, let me answer this question in two parts. India, like you said, out of every 15 diamonds, 14 of them is polished and cut in India. So it's a very dominant force in the world market. Yearly, the export of cut and polished diamonds, of natural diamonds, is about $12 billion, which is a huge number. The reason I wanted to answer this question in two parts is because in India, we advocate that the lab-grown diamond industry and natural diamond industry should be segregated and should operate separately. Certification, as you asked me the right question, because certification is a key component when it comes to export of natural diamonds. So certification is done by reputed international third parties, which gives credibility to the 4 Cs of the diamonds. So certification is generally done for the diamonds which are 25 cents and above, and as per the need of the international customer. Now, on the second part, to answer the question on the laboratory grown, I would say that since last 2 years, lab grown diamonds have become a mainstream product. DBS entered the market with the launch of Lightbox, prompting a rush of midstream players keen to get in the act. Both lab grown and natural diamonds now are competing for the same consumer, and the industry increases in size. LGDs may cut deeper into natural diamond sales, or may not. It may have a separate category, and everybody can have an incremental business. As per recent research, India's lab-grown production is mainly through the CVD. There are two processes. The lab-grown is made either by CVD or by HPHT. I will explain you. Carbon vapor deposition is one method of growing a lab-grown diamond. And there is another method which is HPHT, which is high pressure, high temperature. So the bulk of the production of lab-grown diamond growing is coming from China through HPHT method. As per the research, as per our India's knowledge, China is by far world's largest producer. According to me, it is about 60% share of lab-grown diamond, and India produces approximately 15% of the lab-grown diamonds. Thank you.
So, Mr. Shah, of course, again, what you have told from, of course, as we have understood that India is the leader in cutting and polishing of diamonds, and from there, what we are just now saying that India is an emerging manufacturing hub for lab-grown diamonds. And of course, we can look into the future wherever the lab-grown diamond demand is growing in the world, and India is ready to manufacture not only not only the cut and polish, but also the rough. Also, India is able to manufacture and can supply. So one of the questions what we are facing right now, of course, I will go to Mr. Azzeddin Mastari now, who is in the training committee of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation. Mr. Mastari is not new to our council, because what we understand in the last time also, Mr. Mastari came to India, or we had collaborated with him as a council. So, Mr. Mastari, do you think there are possibilities of having collaboration with India in terms of, skills, the jewelry manufacturing skills? We have also seen a question which has come in the chat also, that how, the skills from India can be taught to the Moroccan jewelers so that they can sell into India. So, do you think that there are possibilities of having collaboration, cooperation with India's skill institutes in the area of skilling the artisans? So, I want to hear from you more about this.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Good morning, Excellence. Good morning, everybody. It's my turn to welcome you and share with you my modest experience in this meeting. I am Mr. Azdin, 70 years old, company manager, and in charge with the training committee at Moroccan Jewelry Federation. My colleague, Mr. Labidi, is not here for family reasons, and I will try to make his speech completing mine. I hope I will be successful in replacing him.
I am here, Mr. Ansari.
Asidi?
I am here.
I didn't know. Okay, but because you should have your communication before mine. What to do? So, Mr. President, can we give the micro to Mr. Lablidi, because he should what will be before me? Or do you want me to continue?
Yes.
You want me to continue?
Mr. Ahmed Lablidi, you are there?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was schooled before me.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for all. I introduce myself, Lablidi Ahmed, training engineering consultant. First, I would like to thank the jewelry professional for inviting me to this panel. My intervention participation will be in the form of a presentation of professional training system in Morocco. You know that vocational training has qualitative strategic objectives following. First, for the citizen, promote social and professional integration and improve employability, and promote socio-professional promotion for the companies that improve competitiveness and contribute to the attractiveness of investment for the state and local authorities, that enhance human capital, contribute to the creation of national wealth, and promote social and territorial inclusion. There is three modes of vocational training who exist. First, training alternates the 50% training center and 50% in manufacturing. Also, apprenticeship training, 20% at the training center and 80% in manufacturing. A third mode of vocational training is a residential training that take place entirely at the training center with a work placement and at the end of the year. It is a very succinct summary of the vocational training system in Morocco. Now, Mr. Mestari will talk about gemology and the possibility of collaboration in the field of professional training. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Mestari.
Yes, I'm here. Okay. After my colleague intervention, I will treat 3 points in the training course in Morocco. The first one is metallurgical metal studies, as gold, platinum, copper, zinc, rhodium, and so and so. Second point is modern and contemporary jewelry techniques, as design with manual models or with 3D printing models, wax carving or modeling, melting or casting, electroforming, and finishing process as electrogalvanism, for instance. So all these are traditional ways you can find everywhere in every country fond of jewelry. The third part is the gemology and gemstone studies. And this is the part I am in charge with, because in the committee training, for my own participation, I teach gemology, and finally, I am in charge with the coordination of the whole program between all the operators in this course. I will perhaps take more time to treat this part of gemology. The knowledge we try to teach and to bring to the appliance is about first classification of gem. What's natural gem, what's synthetic gem, what's mineral gem, what's organic ones, and different origin of them. Second point is the scientific identification of these kind of stones. And once the classification and identification done, we can talk about grading. In grading and in identification, we can use small devices such as refractometer or spectrometer, but also we talk about big and heavy and very expensive devices, apparatus, such as spectrometry. It could be ultraviolet one, it could be infrared one, and it could be also Raman one. I suppose in India you know very well what's Raman spectroscopy, because Sir Raman was from India and was a very worldwide known man and professor of physics in the UK. I am very happy to meet Mr. I had his name, Sanjay Shah. I didn't know him, but I am happy to meet him in this meeting. In the grading period of diamond, CVD, HPHT will be shown and will be taught also like we do in GIA or in HLD from Antwerp. I am sure in India you have some laboratory, which I don't know the names, but I am sure also that they deserve to be more known worldwide, the world, and especially in Morocco. We need this transfer technology. I am happy to see Mr. Chanja in the screen. Hello.
I'm here. Hi. We can connect if you have any questions later on. We can always connect by email.
Okay, thank you.
I'm happy to answer that. But we have to remember one thing. 95% of the business is still in natural diamonds. It's only the 5%. It is a very recent phenomenon, but it is a potential to grow. And
do mark one step, which is the stone sitting. I am sure, with my both trade and manufacturer experience, that good sitting stone will increase sales in jewelry. I am sure you will agree with me because you are a professional man yourself. Now it's time to answer your question. Are the Indian Hope laboratory or institute an opportunity for the collaboration for us? If you permit, I will escape answering, and I will return the question to you. What are you ready to do with Moroccan business? You know, business is the heart of everything. In French, we say money is nerve of all the battles and all wars. Without money, you can do anything. So business is good, but it must be connected with transfer technology. I hope we can collaborate in this field. I'm saying I have something to tell you in the final.
Yes.
15 years ago, I received in Morocco a roadshow, an Indian roadshow, who came from Cairo, Tripoli, Tunis, Algeria, and he ends his trip in Morocco in Marrakesh. I remember very well, perhaps not the lead of the committee, but one member of the committee who was Mr. Zaveri, a long and strong man with a gray hairs. I have this committee in the same time than HLD from Antwerp. And we had a lot of meetings, of work meeting and professional meeting. Unfortunately, no good flows was at the end. Meanwhile, we are still working with Belgian companies. I hope this attempt, the second attempt, will be a good one. Can I rely on you and on you, Mr. Shah and Mr. Colin and Mr. Park to give a better issue to this meeting? If yes, I am waiting for you, and I am waiting for the contact with my colleague in charge with training in Indian Federation or Indian Council Export. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mastari. Inshallah, I can say from here we move forward. So now I think it is, of course, the insight what you have given is of course great, and we hope that this paves way for to move forward what we could not move forward 15 years back. Now we should move forward from here because it's a different world. So I would ask Mr. Hicham Aguranian, uh, Mr. Aguramen, the member of the Moroccan Jewelers Federation, that gold jewelry, what we understand, is 50% of the total Moroccan imports of gems and jewelry commodities from the world. That means whatever Morocco imports from throughout the world, 50% consists of gold jewelry. So, what kind of gold jewelry that you consume? That is one. Second thing is that if you can say that what is the import duty of finished jewelry when you import into Morocco, whether it is studded, that means with stones and without stones. Mr.
Hello?
Agura,
You
yes,
hear me?
we can hear you.
You hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So good morning and good evening, everybody. So hello, distinguished attendees. So I have a special welcome to the Ambassador of India in Morocco. I'm pleased and honored to be present at this meeting, wishing with all my heart that it be a prelude of good between the two countries. This is my first thanks. So second, as it came through the question posed, gold jewelry represent nearly 50% of Morocco's total imports of gemstones and jewelry products from all over the world. So on this occasion, I would like to refer as well to the authentic Moroccan product and a modern touch as well in our local product. This diversity is mainly due to the openness to foreign markets, as well as the diversity of tastes of the Moroccan citizen. As long as the meeting, as we know, is an acquaintance talking about this sector in all its aspects depends on a future meeting. Consolidating to the relation between the two countries and coming up with the win-win logic or win-win situation or win-win way. So greeting again to all attendees and hope to see all of you at the next meeting. And as you know, as I told before, that this meeting is for acquaintance, and I hope that the details will be or will get a good explanation in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Aguraman. We understand that of course the more you interact amongst the business communities one-to-one, multiple, the more we'll know and the more the business will grow. So
yes.
Here I'd like, we have not heard about designs. So we have amongst us Madam Amal Bakali. So I would ask you, Madam, that do Moroccans have their own skill sets in creating, that means designs, what you create, whether Moroccans create their own designs or do Moroccans like the locally designed produced jewelry, or they like the jewelry that the European jewelers or the European brands create? The question is to Madam Amal Bekali. I think we have
امل كتسمعنا امل كتسمعنا I think she's deconnected. I think.
Yes, I also
like I try to call him quickly.
So we move to our, then let her join. So till that time, what we can do, I can ask Mr. Vijay Kedia, who is our convener of Colored Gemstone. He is the head of the Colored Gemstone committee of our association. Mr. Vijay Kedia, what is the overall market size and scenario of the colored gemstone industry in India and why Indian colored gemstones are widely demanded in the world market. Because we know in colored gemstone also we are leaders. The Indians are leaders in cutting and polishing, whether it's emeralds or
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Amelie came, I think, Hello, good afternoon for all the participants. Thank you for this memorable meeting.
Okay, madam, I can hear you. So now, yes.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, yes. The question is, we were asking about designs. So we understand that you are into designs. So from Morocco, what are the kind of designs that the Moroccans do? You know, does the Moroccan consumers like the Moroccan design jewelry, or they buy jewelry from outside with European kind of designs of the brands? So what is the preference of the Moroccan consumers?
First of all, jewelry is one of the most prized possessions Moroccan women have. And Morocco has an ancient tradition of artisanal jewelry, handcrafts, and also new and high technology designs. So we prefer for special occasions our local jewelry, but for daily jewelry we prefer the European style and like finished and modern designs. So we do have our skill sets in creating designs with traditional arts. It also serves as a portable landmark to display our Moroccan origins and identity and ethnic roots. And also we would like with this meeting to play a key role of developing and maintaining a new partnership by providing insights about investment opportunities through advising and supporting both Indian and Moroccan companies. I am personally a member of this federal and also at the same time gold manufacturer and also recycling and refining business. So we would like a new concept of partnerships. We need machinery and also stones, gems. We like all. We have such big importation from India, from Turkey, especially from Turkey. We noticed that there is an absence of Indian companies in Morocco, whether to market the Indian products or through partnership, while Turkish companies are strongly present, and this explains the large volume of imports between Morocco and Turkey. It's around $76 million, but only for labor charge, not including the price of the gold, not including the price of the metal, just the labor charge due to the temporary export or outward processing. So our country is renowned for its openness to foreign investments. It's the third position in Africa and strategic hub international business with an ambitious plan of growth. So we like both the local designs jewelry and imported ones. The value, if as you said, the value of imports of natural or cultured pearls and precious and semi-precious stone is $120 million. But we, as I said, we noticed that India is in the seventh place with 2.1 million US dollar only. So it explains that we need more relationship with our Indian friends to come in here and show us a list of manufacture factories for machines, factories also, and for stones, polished diamonds. So hope that this meeting will open a new way for partnership with India, because India is the fattest. Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
And thank you for listening.
Thank you, madam. Madam, one thing what you are telling, you are giving the numbers of imports, $120 million from Turkey, $76 million in terms of only the making. So what is the import duty when you import some jewelry into Morocco or the stones into Morocco?
We have such a program, it's international, temporary export for outward processing. We export for manufacturing abroad and then re-import with a partial exemption from duties and taxes. So this is, it's about the labor charge, $1, what is legally it's shown, it's about $1. So which means we are importing a very good, very huge quantity from Turkey because they are present in here. So they're often coming to our to our workshops. I did personally. I have a partnership with Turkish factories. So yes, this is explained why the number is bigger than with India. Also, we are buying from them stones. Maybe I'm sure that it's coming from India, but not directly buying from India. We didn't buy it directly from India, buying from Turkey or from China.
Thank you, madam. So I would ask from there, I would ask our Mr. Vijay Kedia, who is the convener of Colour Gemstones, to say about our colour gemstone industry, because we are also again leaders into cutting and polishing of tanzanite or the emeralds.
Hello everyone, Mr. Ambassador, Mr. Rajesh Vyas, Mr. Colin Shah, and all trade friends, Mr. Suresh Kumarji. Colour stone, the Jaipur is one of the biggest city in the world where the colour stone cut and polish. And this is called like the colour stone city. And we import the colour stone rough throughout the world, like all Africa, Brazil, different part of the country. Like emerald, we import 90% of the emerald rough from Zambia, from Zimbabwe, from Ethiopia, and from Brazil. And we cut and polish all in Jaipur, and we export throughout the world. Another semi-precious stone, like tanzanite, we import, I think 90% of tanzanite we import from there, and we cut and polish, we export. Like another tourmaline, amethyst, citrine, all kind of the colour stone, Jaipur cut and polish, because we have the good skilled labor, because the labor that is from 200 years back, Jaipur is cutting colour stone. And so in the Jaipur, there's a skilled labor who can rough to finished goods, they may recover the good yield. So that people ask, why only Jaipur? We say we have the very skilled labor who can cut from rough to finish. We can cut, and our yield is more than the another country. Secondly, what I feel that from Morocco, we import in Morocco so much coral, and we don't import that because coral also good market in Jaipur. Many people cut and polish because this is used for our local market. There's a sum of export also. We put in the jewelry. I think 30% we export, put in the jewelry, and 60-70% we use in the local market. So I request the Association of the Morocco, if they give some incentive or they help to us, we can import coral rough from Morocco. Right now, we are importing mostly coral rough from Italy. I think 60% of the coral rough we import from Italy, 25% we import from Tunisia, 5 to 10% from Morocco. I think some problem from Morocco to direct to India. So if I bring some delegation of the coral people, they are interested to come there. If your association help, then I can bring some coral manufacture, and we can do the business, improve the business, Morocco and India. That is my main motto. And as this emerald, now there's by the auction, we are getting, there are two auction companies, Gemfield company and there's another Grizzly. They are selling the millions of the emerald to the Jaipur people. And 90% of their production, you can see in the Gemfield site, 90% of the emerald production, we people are buying. So we have the good opportunity, and I think the Finnish emerald, Morocco people can use a lot of. So if some delegation come from there, we are happy to serve for emerald and other color stone. That is, thank you very much. And I think you will hear for the coral rough, we can do some business. Thank you, Sabyasachi.
Thank you, Vijayji. And that, I think, it sums up that in both ways we want business. So we are talking about imports of coral rough. So on that, of course, the Federation, we can continue the discussion after this meeting on this issue, and we can have people exchanging all themselves whenever the travel starts again. So I would now ask Mr. Rambabu Gupta, who is again the silver jewelry head of our association, the convener of silver panel, to talk about the silver jewelry from India. That what can be what can be the collaboration points with Morocco in regards to silver jewelry.
Good morning, Morocco. Good evening here. Silver jewelry, we are silver jewelry manufacturer here in India. Big, all handmade jewelry, plain and setted with stones, and with all the real stones we are manufacturing, which other countries are not doing. Mostly other countries are doing with imitation jewelry stones. We are manufacturing with real stones, with handwork, and exporting everywhere. But I think with Morocco, we don't have much business. The region is export or duties region, and we don't have idea how much duties is there. So please, my question is also there, that how much duties for silver jewelry is there? We can do a lot of business each other. Now, here is labor charges is very low, and we can do much business. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rambabu Gupta. So we understand that there are business possibilities which exist between the two countries, if of course more information is disseminated. And I would now ask Mr. Sushil Jain from Dalmaj Exports that what is the USP of the Indian diamond jewelry? Now we have heard about gold jewelry, we have heard about silver jewelry, we have heard about stones, bling, and of course diamonds and colored gems. So now if you can say more about the diamond jewelry, what is the USP of Indian diamond jewelry?
Good evening to all the panelists. The USP of the Indian diamond jewelry. Well, I would say that, India has a very rich tradition, like Morocco. So due to this cultural heritage, we produce some very traditional pieces which can connect to the hearts of women. And at the same time, we are also producing some excellent quality and quantity of mass-produced jewelry, which can be used for every day. We're also the suppliers to some major brands across the world from India, some really famous brands. At the same time, another USP that I would say is the people behind the jewelry trade in India. people who have actually grown big here are not the people who are after a quick buck. They believe in growing their reputation. Commitment levels are very high, and they're constantly striving to get the best quality product in terms of finishing, in terms of design, in terms of timely commitment. I will take the opportunity to invite the Moroccan jewelry delegation to visit some factories in India. They could visit my factory in New Delhi and some other factories also. So where you can find a unique combination of, for example, in my factory, in 18 karat handmade and machine made jewelry, how they can go together. We'll be very happy to assist in the technology transfer, as Mr. Mohammed Majid has suggested, and also the supply chain management for the Moroccan jewelers. I would also like to answer a question by Mr. Khalid Al-Bahiri regarding the training of Moroccan youths in jewelry field. As I happen to be a director of the Indian Institute of Gem and Jewelry in New Delhi, it's a Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council sponsored institute, and we'd like to invite the students to join our online and offline programs. We can also assist students to join the internship programs at the factories and showrooms here in India. And as Madam Leila Miari, she asked a question here about the synthetic diamond are invading the Moroccan market. So this question also I would like to answer. There are what we do here in India in our factories. We do 3 layers of quality check with the help of some machines, and there are before the setting of diamonds and after the setting of diamonds, and we would be very happy to assist you in this technology transfer to avoid the synthetic diamond being sold in the grab of natural diamonds. And also, I would like to answer a question asked by the gentleman regarding the training of trainers, which is also quite possible with some collaboration and assistance, because that's what even we are doing, constantly training our trainers and upgrading their skills in the institutes here. And we'll be very happy to collaborate with the Moroccan institutes or the trade associations over there. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Mr. Jain. That, of course, it was such a great, what you spoke. You summed up everything, and I'm happy that you gave a lot of answers. Of course, as a regional committee member there and IIG member, so you exactly understand. And yes, what you told, it is an open offer to we have heard about the transfer of technology. Of course, Indians with this huge jewelry industry have a lot of knowledge, and not only they have also acquired a knowledge from all over the world, and we are also having institutes all over the country, not only in Delhi. We have institute in Surat, we have institute in Bombay. So anywhere, if you want to learn anything, what Mr. Elbari has also told, you can always come here. And what Mr. K. Srinivasan has just now, answered into the chat is that we are also open to training of the trainers. Like, we understand that how the technology is transferred. You have to have some top-end trainers who can come, and we can transfer through them. So you can come and you can teach them, who can go back and can teach more students, and that's how it can get propagated. And of course, the strategic, what we understand also from the Moroccan side when they're speaking, that they want to create a strategic vision about their industry, how to move forward. And in that, any kind of help is there. The council is open to that. So this is more or less we have summed up. We have, for the last 2 hours we are discussing, and I believe a lot of issues have come forward. And of course, somebody is telling that whether there is any scholarship, you can always ask us. We have hostels, so we can always provide the training, of course, free of cost, but the passage you can take. We have always done it with Japan and other countries also. So that is how. And see what the question is. I think Mr. Driss, you can ask what question you have just now written. So, Mr. El Hazard Driss, just now you have asked some question. I have seen in the chat box. Chat में Yes, can there be subsidy?
déclencher صوت الحجريز.
Yes, this is exactly what I have told, that we can do away with the fees what are there, and we can also have the hostel facilities from whom you send. That bilateral cooperation that can happen. That is always we have done with other African countries also we have done in past. So we will send you all the details about what are the training courses, what are other things, etc. And based on that you can choose and we can help on that front. You're welcome for that. So this is what, if you have any other questions, you can always ask. We are open to the questions. We'll share with you our contacts. Based on that, you can always ask the questions. And of course, moving forward, we can always plan about having this MOU, what we have talked about between your Moroccan Jewelry Federation and the Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council. We'll take it forward, what we have discussed today and whatever you have told, and the information, whatever you have shared with regards to the designs, what the ladies of Morocco prefers, what type of jewelry your country prefers, and where going forward we can create a win-win situation. All these things can go forward. Going forward, we can discuss all this, and of course we can give you. I told you that we will be from here. We will be writing to you from our association whatever we have learned today, and based on that you can always reply. And then this, the dialogue has to be created. It cannot be just today we have asked, we have understood you, you have also understood us, and from this, the first step has been taken, so we have to take more steps going forward. So this is a long session.
Please, may I have a question, please?
Yes, please.
We do have a very big WhatsApp groups for all the manufacturers and the association groups, federation. But we need also some list of the participants and for the factories who are making machines, also leader in stones, to ensure the conformity and for us as a customer.
Yes, that is of course a very good suggestion, because nowadays we all are into social media regime, so the contacts are faster into that kind of what you are telling, that WhatsApp. We can be part of your WhatsApp. You can be also part of WhatsApp. We'll write to you, Amal, from after this session.
Thank you. And also for Gmail, if you have some factories making or for machines and cutting stones, polishing diamonds, we need to have this contact with those factories to make partnership and working together, inshallah, in the near future.
Of course, we'll send you all those list of Indian manufacturers because we have developed a lot into cutting and polishing machines. Because as you heard, that if a country is cutting and polishing 14 out of 15 diamonds in the world, we have also a lot of cutting and polishing machines. We can always share with you. But as you have heard, from our trade members. It will be better that when things open up, hopefully very soon, you come as a delegation. We'll host you, and then we'll show you all this, and from there you can choose that with whom we can collaborate. Because all these issues, through letters, through WhatsApp, it cannot happen. You have to come. You have to see the industry. We can also go there, and that way it should go forward. That is what we can say. Of course, the information, whatever you wanted, we'll share with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Please, just I have to say something.
Yes, Mr. Lenz.
In this meeting, we have discussed many subjects in different, the all sector, jewelry, diamonds, gold, everything. I hope to receive one resumes of these meetings. I think you can do that for us. What we discussed about in this meeting. Also, other question: what about? I know that the fashion jewelry is the fashion jewelry. And means no gold, no silver, is just normal metal. What I think the India is one of the most important country who produce this kind of jewelry.
Yes, this question, I think from ours, who Mr. Rambabu or Sushilji, you can answer. Basically, he's talking about the fashion jewelry. So
Yes, fashion jewelry is a very important industry in India. And as Mr. Mohammed said, yes, we are producing one of the finest fashion jewelry, which sometimes look better than the real jewelry. So there are shows in India where all the good manufacturers, they come, and I will invite the delegation to come and visit these shows, which have special sections for fashion jewelry, and they have selection of all kind of different varieties, options, some traditional fashion jewelry, some modern fashion jewelry. So yes, there is a huge potential for the supply chain from India.
okay, if we are not having any more questions, we can now go to the end of the session.
Please, the last question.
Yes, please.
The last one, please. You are a very successful example. So we would like to know the legal parts, that legislation of like your experience with the law that you have in your country, so we can share it with our governments and make like benchmark with your experience. Because I would like just to ask if you have the stamp, the government stamp.
See, I understand what you are meaning. Of course, in our country, the government has a specific policy about to develop the gem and jewelry sector and exports. Now,
yes,
we have a book called Foreign Trade Policy. In that foreign trade policy, there are specific sections which are only for jewelers. So we can share with you those sections. And as you were saying, we have helped our neighbors Nepal also to develop their foreign trade policy in terms of gems and jewelry. We can also give it to you, share it with you, and if you have any questions, we can also help you, because the foreign trade policy, what the government comes out with, that is wholly advice to them by our council, the Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council only. So we have a very robust and democratic procedure. That means the policy is made to develop the trade. So the government hears the trade. The entire facilitation of the trade happens from the trade itself. So these panels, they sit, they tell that these are the things they require for expansion of their business. Based on that, the government, the bureaucrats frame the laws, and that is how the foreign trade policy is made. So that policy we can share with you, and that can be a strategy of you also to engage with your government, how it can expand. So, and in any way, if you want any help from us, any assistance into any that is what we have experienced, we can also share with you.
Thank you so much.
Please, can I ask one question?
Laila.
Yeah, because thank you very much. In 2015, there was a Moroccan delegation with our king in India.
Yes.
So I want to know if there were some MOUs signed at that time for trade and experience exchange. I think we would have to have this framework.
Yes.
To start a collaboration between our federation and yours and the Indian professionals, because if there is a framework, we can start by this and agree to a convention, to something which can be the continuity of this MOU signed in 2015.
Thank you, Laila. You have pointed it right. But you know, in my experience, because our association do a lot of MOUs with lot of associations, but it is very important that whatever you want, you know, it should be win-win. This word has been used from your side, win-win. So as you know, we deal with business communities. Let me be frank that our business community also should be having something into it so that they will get engaged. And so that your business community will also have something to get engaged. If both of them find something to win into that MOU, then only it will go forward. Otherwise, you know, it always remains on paper with a lot of fanfare. We sign and after that it dies. So let us find out that which are the areas where we can collaborate, which can create or expand the business of both the communities, both the Moroccan jewelry community, gem and jewelry community, and our gem and jewelry community. And based on that, we can develop. We can talk about this, and we can find those common areas, and based on that, we can, you know, revive the 2015 MOU.
Thank you very much.
So here, I would ask our, you know, events convener, Mr. Mansukh Kothari, to propose the vote of thanks. It was a fantastic session. It was a very interactive session. Though language was a barrier, there was a lot of connection issues. But I think that where the hearts are together, we have done a lot of, you know, progress into talking and understanding each other. So from that understanding, as you all have expressed, that we should take it forward. And let us hear Mr. Mansukh Kothari as the vote. Will propose the vote of thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Sabyasachi. Good afternoon to my Moroccan friends and good evening to my Indian friends. I give my vote of thanks. Council is coming up with a digital diary for all the members, where you will able to find all the manufacturers, from maybe a diamond jewelry manufacturer or a color stone jewelry manufacturers or a gold jewelry manufacturers or a machine manufacturers. So that digital diary is coming up. We will inform you soon. Thank you. Today's discussion was very extremely engaging and insightful. That has brought out the key strength of gem and jewelry industry and the trade prospects with Morocco. It has been noticed with both countries, although we have a great trade relationship, but the gem and jewelry trade is very negligible. Today's meeting has been an excellent opportunity for our discussion makers from both the countries to know each other and engage further. Improving the gem and jewelry trade. From our end, we will make sure to invite trade members to Morocco to our GJPC flagship shows, IIG's Premier and IIG Miniatures, and many such platforms organized by Council, be a physical or a virtual participation. And visit to our show will certainly provide you the first-hand experience to the buyers and help recognize the true potential of Indian gem and jewelry industry. For the in India and Morocco.
You are going on mute, Mansukh bhai.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. This is a great step in further building the relationship between India and Morocco. I thank everyone for their participation. I express my gratitude to His Excellency Mr. Rajesh Vaishnav, India Ambassador to Kingdom of Morocco, Mr. Abderrahim Beleket, Regional Director of Ministry of Artisans, Morocco, Mr. Suresh Kumar, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, India, our Chairman, Shri Colin Shah, Mr. Al-Hazaz Drish, President of American Jewelers Federation, and all the eminent speakers from India and Morocco for their guidance and exchange of information to enhance the trade relation between both the countries. Thank you, Sabyasachi Edie, for moderating the session today. Thank you. But not the least, I will thank to all the audience from India and Morocco for the participants. Thank you once again. Thank
Thank you all. And I would mention Mr. Khalid Rahil, who have joined, and sorry we could not, but of course we'll take it forward. The Director of Heritage Preservation, and special thanks to Mr. G.K. Pant from the embassy, who of course he has tirelessly worked for this. Thank you, Mr. Pant, from the bottom of our heart for this beautiful session, and we should take it forward, and we'll also want the assistance from the embassy to take this, whatever we have done, to take this forward. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for this memorable meeting. See you soon.
Thank you for everybody had a benefit of party. I hope this will be followed by other meetings. I thank the organizers and participants, and we have a fruitful future together.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and see you soon.
Thank you for everybody. Sure, we will keep touch with Mr. Pant. I have him phone. We can keep touch. We can continue for the other meeting, and happy to meet everybody here. And we can develop the many ideas, what we discuss. We can develop it in the future. And I ask you if it is possible a second time to have a resume of this meeting. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody.
We'll send a